Colleagues, about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, many of us stood on the steps of this Capitol with Leader Pelosi. And we stood with Bobby Rush, we stood with other members of this body, and we stood with families of those who've been killed to gun violence. And I was thinking about the first time I stood on the steps of the Capitol. I'm ending my career here, and so I couldn't help but think about the first time I stood on the steps of the Capitol. It was the night of 9/11. I represent a district that lost 200 people that day. 200 people that day. Every life precious. Kathleen Rice is with us. She lost constituents that day. Joe Crowley lost his cousin that day. And we were on the steps as the sun set over Washington, Democrats and Republicans, literally holding hands, pledging ourselves to do what needed to be done to protect the lives of the American people. And we did it. We deployed resources and assets. We created the Department of Homeland Security. We sent young men and women into battle in Afghanistan. The Bush administration sent them into Iraq. And whether you agree or disagree with some of those decisions, we stood on those steps and agreed that our fundamental job was to protect the lives of our constituents. And when tens of thousands of Americans have been slaughtered, murdered to gun violence, what does the Republican leadership tell us to do? Stand for a moment of silence. It ain't working, Mr. Speaker. It ain't working. We're tired of silence. We want action. Now, I was just outside the chamber, as many of my colleagues have been before coming back, and reporters are saying, well, why are you doing this? What's the point? What's the point? The point is 20 children in Sandy Hook who lost their lives. People of San Bernardino, in Aurora. But let me give you 300, I won't do all 344 points, but let me give you 344 additional points to what we're doing. Since Orlando, 344 Americans have been killed to guns. 344 since that tragedy. Where's the moment of silence, Mr. Speaker, for Victor Robinson of Des Moines, Iowa? What about the moment of silence, Mr. Speaker, for Ashley Spence and Cameron Mounds, Jr. of Hartford, Connecticut? Where's the moment of silence for Brady Coleman of San Antonio, Corey Gordon of Tampa, Wayne Jerome Daly of Washington, D.C., Mary Jean McBroom of Shreveport, Louisiana, Curtis Mitchell of San Bernardino, California? Where are those moments of silence, Mr. Speaker? They deserve to be recognized as well. Every life is precious. The lives of those in my district that were lost on 9/11, and the hundreds of thousands of lives who've been lost since then. Mr. Speaker, give us this vote. Give us this vote. No bill, no break. No bill, no break.